Mr. Speaker, the entire budget process is intended to provide the Parliament and the people of Jamaica with an accurate signpost of the country's social and economic progress. To this end, documents are circulated, including, for example, the estimates of expenditure, estimates of revenue, debt management strategies, fiscal policy paper, and the like. However, I must bring to the attention of this Honourable House that the budget exercise this year has revealed an inadequacy of the government's management of that process, and by extension, its management of the economic affairs of the country. This, Mr. Speaker, is cause for concern. The confusion was evident, for example, in the discussions of the Standing Finance Committee, where it became clear that the right hand of the government did not know what the left hand was doing. Whereas the revenue books show, for example, zero intake from the bauxite levy inflows, the statement by the Minister of Mining said something different. How can this be? The confusion was compounded even more by the fact that at every session of the Standing Finance Committee, the government has been forced to make corrections to its numbers and to submit replacement documents. At the 11th hour, the Minister of Finance was making adjustments to the capital expenditure of the public bodies, showing an overall reduction, for example, of $10 billion to the selected public enterprises' capital expenditure budget. Those adjustments made just before the minister rose to speak included a decrease of $5 billion from the National Housing Trust. That's not talking about $11 billion. A decrease of $4.5 billion in the capital expenditure plans of the Port Authority of Jamaica, $100 million decrease in the expenditure of the Civil Aviation Authority, and $100 million decrease in the Universal Access Fund programmed expenditures, and most significantly, in view of what was said about the reduction in the interest rates of the Student Loan Bureau, which we support. But we should not ignore the fact that there was a reduction at that 11th hour of $100 million in the capital budget of the Student Loan Bureau. What can explain all these changes made between the laying of the estimates and the start of the budget debate, except incompetence and poor management of the budget process? If there is another explanation, we would like to hear it, Mr. Speaker.